Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're rolling into the gritty frontiers of autonomous ground warfare with South Korea's G-Sword UGV, the cutting-edge tracked unmanned ground vehicle that's set to redefine battlefield lethality as a modular powerhouse for precision strikes and robotic support, unveiled just days ago at the Seoul International Aerospace Defense Exhibition on October 24, 2025, by LIG Nex1 to bolster the Republic of Korea Army's push toward unmanned dominance amid escalating threats from the north. If you're a robotics enthusiast, a tactical defense analyst, or simply fascinated by the fusion of AI-driven autonomy, modular armaments, and rugged mobility that turns a remote-controlled beast into a self-hunting force multiplier capable of navigating urban rubble or mountain passes while delivering anti-tank hellfire, you're in for a comprehensive and pulse-pounding exploration. The G-Sword isn't just another drone on tracks, it's a compact, 4.5-ton behemoth engineered by LIG Nex1, featuring a turret-mounted 30mm automatic cannon, the indigenous Raybolt laser-guided anti-tank missile system, and AI-assisted navigation that enables seamless switches between remote piloting, pre-planned autonomous patrols, and real-time target tracking of vehicles or infantry up to 2 kilometers out, all while its terrain scanning sensors map obstacles in 3 dimensions for flawless traversal over mud, snow, or debris. From its conceptual roots in LIG Nex1's 2022 Unmanned Systems Initiative to this week's ADEX debut, showcasing live demos of missile launches against mock bunkers, this UGV has leveraged over 1 million simulation hours to integrate gallium nitride electronics for jamming resistance and carbon fiber reinforcements for 20% lighter armor without sacrificing protection against small arms fire, making it a scalable asset for squad-level ops in scenarios from the Korean DMZ to allied coalitions in the Indo-Pacific. We'll dissect its formidable capabilities in exhaustive detail, provide a thorough technical overview grounded in the freshest exhibition disclosures, unpack its pivotal strategic role in Seoul's asymmetric defense posture, toss in some intriguing fun facts to heighten the tactical thrill, and close with the bleeding-edge updates as of October 30th, 2025, including export teasers to Southeast Asian partners and integration trials with K2 Black Panther tanks. So, rev the tracks, sync the AI, and let's charge into the fray for everything you need to know about South Korea's G-Sword UGV. The G-Sword's capabilities thrust it to the forefront of unmanned ground systems, designed as a multi-role combat enabler to seize and hold contested terrain with a synergistic blend of firepower, intelligence, and adaptive autonomy, empowering it to infiltrate high-threat zones like fortified urban corridors, fuse multi-sensor feeds for 360-degree battlespace awareness, and execute kinetic effects against armored threats, dismounted squads, or static positions with precision that rivals manned IFVs while eliminating human risk in kill zones from the Korean peninsula to multinational exercises. At its core, this UGV excels in direct fire supremacy, propelled by a hybrid diesel-electric drivetrain delivering 80 kilowatts of power to 4 independent electric tracks for zero-turn pivots and speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour over uneven ground, outpacing legacy systems like the Talon in endurance with a 20-hour battery life extendable via quick-swap packs, allowing sustained patrols or assault flanks without refueling halts. Its lethal envelope derives from a stabilized remote weapon station, mounting a 30mm Bushmaster chain gun with 2,000 rounds of programmable airburst ammo for suppressive fire out to 2 kilometers, paired with dual Raybolt missiles, each packing a tandem warhead for top attack kills on T-72 equivalents, and an optional grenade launcher pod for area denial, all while the AI fire control system fuses electro-optical / infrared sights with millimeter wave radar to acquire and track movers at 1.5 kilometers in fog or smoke without emissions. For reconnaissance and support, the G-Sword deploys modular payloads like deployable drone launchers for overhead scouting or electronic warfare jammers disrupting drone swarms up to 500 meters, with a combat radius exceeding 30 kilometers on internal fuel, stretchable to 50 with tethered relays, facilitating dispersals from forward operating bases to interdict advances along the Imjin River or support amphibious landings in the Yellow Sea. Its hive mind-like autonomy kernel, hardened against electromagnetic pulses, autonomously navigates contested spectra by spoofing spoofers with digital radio frequency memory emitters or reallocating paths during saturation artillery, while the operator station, linked via encrypted fiber optics or satellite, overlays augmented reality targeting from a distributed sensor net of 16 cameras and LiDARs, yielding spherical vigilance for off-axis engagements like helmed intercepts or simultaneous anti-armor and counter-IED tasking. The system's relaxed stability, torque vectoring, and active suspension sustain maneuvers up to 4 G-forces for obstacle evasion absent tipovers. This holistic lethality renders the G-Sword an unparalleled squad extender, adept at leading robotic wedges to breach wire obstacles, shadowing mechanized infantry for layered fires, or executing standalone mine clearing with hyperspectral imagers resolving threats at sub-centimeter fidelity through dust, anchoring its primacy in evolving ROC doctrine through the 2040s. To truly fathom the G-Sword's engineering ingenuity, let's scrutinize its technical underpinnings and mission cadence, as LIG Nex1's architecture fuses biomimetic mobility with distributed lethality, forging a platform that's as tenacious as it is tactical, spanning 3.2 meters in length, 1.8 meters wide, and 1.5 meters tall for a combat weight of 4.5 tons, animated by a Cummins 6-cylinder diesel hybrid, outputting 80 kilowatts continuous for 40 kilometers per hour bursts, and silent electric creep modes at 10 kilometers per hour. The chassis' high-hardness steel with bolted composite applique trims RCS by 25% over legacy UGVs, while withstanding 14.5mm rounds, courtesy of slat armor kits, reactive panels for shaped charge defeat, and V-hull underbody for mine blasts up to 10 kilograms TNT equivalent, and the independent track pods articulating plus or minus 15 degrees, optimize hill climbing to 60% grades, conjoined with a low center of gravity for urban stability. Avionics apex with the KLV-7 AESA fire control radar, boasting 800 gallium nitride modules for interleaved track-while scan and electronic protection modes, interwoven with the omnidirectional sensor lattice of 12 thermal LiDAR seekers for passive acquisition out to 2 kilometers, and the remote ops bay's holographic interface with predictive analytics and gaze-directed effectors where the operator designates kinetics by probabilistic intent. Payload suites encompass the turret for Raybolt missiles with 5-kilometer envelopes or 30mm autocannon for close support, augmented by 6 modular bays for a dozen total effectors, embracing loitering munitions for suppression or engineering tools for breaching, and the self-protection pod with laser dazzlers and kinetic interceptors thwarts inbound threats like RPGs. Tactically, the G-Sword executes with surgical grace. The squad lead deploys from a K-21 APC launcher, vectors autonomously to a waypoint grid, the AESA acquires a platoon at 1.5 kilometers, autonomy assigns a top attack Raybolt from the shoulder mount, then executes a 4G bound while the lattice sustains God's Eye evasion, all enveloped in a 30-kilometer combat radius, bridging Seoul suburbs to the DMZ, positioning it as a doctrinal disruptor for joint ground-air ops in flashpoint theaters. The G-Sword's doctrinal footprint is tectonic in South Korea's unmanned pivot, fortifying the ROK Army's ground maneuver forces to wrest terrain superiority in high-end clashes, notably along the 38th parallel or archipelago defenses, where its attritable autonomy and modular strike empower it to attrit massed armor from dispersed vectors, interlocking with K9 Thunder howitzers and Black Eagle drones for decision-grade fusion that neutralizes numerical disadvantages. As LIG Nex1 targets 200 G-Swords in low-rate production by 2028, it amplifies the network-centric warfare architecture, tandem patrolling K2 tanks or synchronizing with J-20 fighters for asymmetric overmatch, while the twin-turret G-Sword Prime variant amplifies its remit to Wolfpack orchestration, shepherding flocks of smaller UGVs for emergent lethality webs. Fun fact, the G-Sword's AI can distinguish friendly from foe at 100 meters using gait analysis, surpassing human spotters in low-vis conditions per ADEX sims. Another zinger, its Raybolt integration allows zero-miss intercepts on drones, reclaiming 30% of contested airspace in virtual battles. Words, As of October 30th, 2025, the G-Sword has electrified the defense sector with its ADEX 2025 debut on October 20th, where live fire demos showcased flawless Raybolt launches against moving targets, spotlighting AI navigation that traversed a mock DMZ obstacle course at 40 km per hour without intervention as LIG Nex1 accelerates prototyping amid North Korean UGV sightings. Yesterday's briefings detailed modular expansions for EOD roles, with state media highlighting partnerships for exports to Indonesia and the Philippines by mid-2026, while integration trials with K2 tanks commence next month at Pocheon. Challenges like battery thermal runaway persist from Arctic tests, but with ADEX contracts inked for 50 units to the Uruk Army and Five Eyes interest, the G-Sword is vaulting LIG Nex1 into the unmanned vanguard. The LIG Nex1. G-Sword UGV is a tracked titan of tactical transformation, fusing autonomy, armor, and artillery to conquer the close fight. What are your thoughts on the G-Sword? Awed by its Raybolt precision, thrilled for DMZ deployments, or intrigued by its export ripple effects? Spill your takes in the comments below, smash that like if it tracked true for you, forward it to your squad, and if you haven't yet, subscribe for more immersions into the robots redefining tomorrow's battlefields. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next advance.